So it's connecting. Just hold on a second. Hello, everyone. This is Sergio Morero. We're here with another episode of RBL1 Live, where we are featuring early stage entrepreneurs that are here to pitch their venture. So next, without further ado, we have Chris Bouty, who's going to talk about Lionize. So Chris, take it away. You have 5 minutes.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. And quickly introduce myself. My name is Chris, and I'm the CEO and founder of Lionize. And our vision, our goal is to actually simplify this crazy world of influencer marketing by adding some cool technology to it. Influencer marketing is recently came to the scene, and I think it's catching fire and everyone's starting to pay attention. But we're traditionally used to using social media to keep in tune with what our friends and family are doing. But there's this growing audience of social media influencers that actually have the ability to give us a full glimpse into their life and actually change the way we act, change the way we decide to purchase things, and actually influence the decisions we make. And advertising has gone this way. It used to be billboards and commercials and things like that. But now marketing companies and brands are actually trying to take advantage of these influencers and use them to help promote their product, push a message, or even have people join a movement like you're seeing right now. Now, with all the social media out there and all the influencers out there, this process seems like it would be easy. You find an influencer and then you reach out to him and you say, hey, I'll pay you to post my thing. And it would just be that simple. However, when you want to do this with hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of influencers, it gets really complicated. And what do I mean by it getting complicated? It takes a lot of human intervention. You need to dedicate teams into doing this. It's very time intensive. There's contracts, there's tracking who paid things. Did your teammate already talk to this influencer and things like that? It actually really takes a lot. And companies are actually dedicating teams of like 20, 30 people to just one campaign. So I look to kind of solve this problem. And I actually became aware of these problems as a quote unquote influencer myself. Now, I wasn't some special person out there, but I had a big Instagram account and people were reaching out to me looking to use it to advertise their restaurant, their brand, and things like that. And I kind of got firsthand how unorganized and how manual this process was. So I looked to automate it. I came from a tech background, and I said, all right, I've been in this industry. I've been on both sides of it as a brand, as an influencer. I've learned all these pain points. Now let me put together a solution for it. So we created a software platform that can essentially manage the whole process. A brand can go on, they can basically configure the campaign to what they want. They can tell it the type of influencer they want to work with, what they want to incent that influencer with, et cetera, and our software will handle the rest of it. It will find the influencers, it will communicate with them, it will contract with them, it will pay them, it will take care of it all, and it will allow a brand or an advertiser to take a step back, have all the annoying things taken care of for them, and get to focus on the fun parts of it, the creating the relationships, the driving the image that you're trying to get across. And it really, really takes a load off and allows you to dedicate less resources to this and really focus on the more important things. So we kind of came in with this 3-step process. And it's something we've learned through a lot of market research. Essentially, we just onboard a user. So a user can come on and they can kind of configure their campaign. They can put in their imaging, how they want to incentivize these influencers, what they need to do. And at that point, that's all the work they really have to do. Our software will go out and they will find these influencers, and they kind of act like a recruiter or a headhunter, in which they'll go out to a bunch of different influencers. It'll automatically gauge if they're relevant for the campaign, if they're a good influencer, and they'll say, hey, why don't you come apply to this campaign? Which brings us to the second step, which is selection. So as a brand, you just get to watch your submissions come in. And when these submissions come in, we give the control back to the brand to say yes to an influencer or no to an influencer. So unlike traditional agencies where they pick the influencers for the brand, We don't do that. We say to the users, hey, you know your product better than we do. You know your company better than we do. We're going to give you possible influencers, and you're going to go ahead and select them for us. And once they go and basically give a check on the influencers they want to work with, that moves us on to the next step, which is reporting. So at that point, when they check the influencer or approve the influencer, we basically throw a tracker on them. We go out and we contract with them. We handle payment. We make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do. We make sure the product is getting put in their hands, or if that's the type of campaign. And they get to just sit back and get nice reports on how this all works or how it's working for them. So like I said, influencer marketing is a rapidly growing industry. It's expected to be a $22 billion industry in a couple of years. And it's one that's not going anywhere anytime soon, especially with things going digital. During this crazy pandemic we had, brands and agencies are starting to realize the importance of getting these influencers, the products, to really sway an audience. So it's a market with a lot of untapped opportunity. And we really pride ourselves on the technology. I come from a software development and data science background, and we have about 80% of our team are software engineers. So we really wanted to come into this with let's make this as automated, as hands-off as possible for the brand. We add in an aspect of machine learning. We add an aspect of customization. And we really came at it with a tech-first approach, because as someone that comes from the tech industry, I was able to, and the influencer marketing industry, I was able to really put, what would solve these problems together. I would say our bread and butter is our social media search engine. The fact that a brand can just put in a few parameters, the type of influencer they're looking for, the industry, et cetera, click a button, and our software can go find those people very specifically.
Awesome. We have 30 seconds, Chris. We want to wrap it up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we we sit in between what we consider our direct competitors, which are other softwares, and also agencies, which we consider our secondary competitors. And we kind of give both of what we try to give a little bit of everything to our clients rather than just focusing on one side over the other. We work in a subscription model. We charge monthly, and we can even do things like work with agencies and let them branch off to their own clients and do kind of like a revenue split or a bundle package there. And yeah, these are just some of the clients we've run before. We've done things from pet products, CBD, actual food products where influencers had to go into the store and things like that. So there's really not limited to one type of product. And these are just some of our achievements to date. We're really proud of the fact that we did a lot of market research, made some really good partners, and we've been through a cool startup accelerator, and we've really bootstrapped this thing down from just nothing into something. So yeah, that's a little bit about Lionize. And if we had time, I could give a demo, but I'll stop and pause and see if there's any questions there.
Great. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that, Chris. I'm going to turn it over to you, and if you can share with the audience what inspired you to start Lionize.
Yeah, great question. So I was actually in corporate America. I worked for the National Basketball Association. And although I was a software engineer, I worked in the marketing department, and I sat with the team that was doing influencer marketing. And I heard firsthand the problems that they had trying to get influencers to promote ticket sales and NBA 2K and things like that. And I said to myself, if they're struggling to do this for such a popular brand, for such a cool thing like basketball, imagine how other people are struggling trying to sell maybe not so exciting things. And I learned about the problems firsthand there, and I said, I need to solve this. My boss didn't love the idea of me focusing there, so I quit my job and I said, I'll do it myself, and it's been a big success since.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Chris, for giving your pitch today on RBL1 Live. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and tune in for the next founder and